Hey, Uncle Buck. Hi, Paneer Spinach. You're welcome for the membership, by the way, the gift membership. That gift membership you've got came from me. Because I gave out 10 gift memberships yesterday. And yeah, one of them happened to go to you. Hey, Fruitfly. Of course you didn't. Of course, indeed. And I'm sorry, I tried. You can't blame it's random. You can't blame me for it. I do completely forget who all got one. Um, I know Scrape Dot got one from Paw. Right, your headset. No, the one I got yesterday, by 9,000 memberships to gift review. The one I got yesterday, it was a USB headset. So yeah, Paw Patrol gifted one to, that happened to go to Scrape Dot. Hey, Killface. Yeah, the one I got yesterday, it was a USB headset. But thing is, my laptop, both my laptops, have two USB ports. And almost always, I have three things that I need plugged in. So, like, whenever I'm playing Date Everything, for example, when I play Date Everything, I've got my camera, I've got my controller, and I've got my headset. Even just recording Final Fantasy on my old computer. Hey, Fernanda. I don't have my I don't have camera or controller, but I do need my mouse and keyboard because the mouse pad on this laptop doesn't actually work. USB thing you can plug in that has more USB slots, probably. It's not a very comfortable headset anyway. Like, it wasn't a very comfortable headset anyway, to be honest. I didn't particularly like it, but no, the main thing was just because, like, I genuinely don't have enough USB ports. Unfortunately, because I did open the headset, I can't actually return it at Staples. I'll need to actually get in contact with Logitech, which means it's never getting returned. Anyway, yeah, the new one. One thing I'll say about this, want a pair of Maison Margiela tabbies, but I can't afford them and they're no good knockoffs. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, this is literally the only one they had that was like, that had the 3.5 millimeter plug. All of the other headsets were USB. It's like, Jesus, why? Why are USBs that plug into audio ports no longer, or why are headsets that plug into audio ports no longer a thing? You know? So, yeah, these are the new ones. Ugly as sin, to be honest. And once again, with the microphone on the left side. These look a lot like ones that I've used at previous jobs. They're not the most comfortable, but not as bad as the ones I got yesterday. Those ones were shit. My old ones were the ones that I had to throw out were the best that I've had. Good size on the ears. I'll make sure that is the right. Perfect. Hey, Cecil. Cheap. It is cheap. Tables know me on a first name basis. No, these are cheap. They were $20. Refund you through email. Just want to pick up the headset destroyed. Or would I ask you to do it? I had to do it with the headset of my daughter's. I had to cut the cord. All right. Well, I can do that. Can't decide what color to get my nails tomorrow. What are the options, Killface? Also, nice that someone is keeping up the nail color tradition. Yeah. With J-Dot gone, it's nice that someone is keeping up that tradition. Navy blue or sapphire for my birthday. I'm just staying kind of with a wine or a burgundy color. Yeah, go sapphire. If those are the options, then I would go with Sapphire. Autumn. Autumn would be good too. Autumn would also be good because it is coming up on that time of year. Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to nails, you're clearly no J Dot. I'm sorry, that was mean of me. Yeah, I mean, we are coming up on autumn, so technically I think it is autumn. Yeah, it's autumn. It is autumn, so autumn nails would be a cute idea. You're in the Discord, you can see that I'm clearly no J Dot. Yeah. You're definitely no J Dot. You're still alive. That one feels like it crossed the line. You can not die now, you jinxed me. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, that one, I definitely crossed the line. I apologize. That was a fucked up thing to say. I have to confess. Having decided that I am going to watch Wednesday Season 2 once I finish Sailor Moon Crystal, I'm looking forward to it. Kind of eager to get to it. Not enough to rush through Sailor Moon Crystal quicker, but I'm seeing excited. But usually not when it takes forever for a new season. Yeah, I watched season 1. I even did a review for it on the channel. The main point I made when I watched Wednesday, it was a well-made teen thriller horror comedy that had Wednesday Addams dropped into it. It did not capture the feel of an Addams Family property. It did not feel like the Addams Family. Like it did not feel like an Addams Family style of show. It's on Netflix. Because like with the Addams Family, sort of like a key aspect of the Addams Family was that they were the weirdness. John Candy documentary doesn't premiere until October 10th. Wednesday is the main character. In season one, her family does show up in season one. I don't know about season two because I haven't watched it, but her family does show up. But she Wednesday herself is the main focus. The premise is that she gets sent to a private boarding school for monsters. Private school. Well, not just that. There's a couple episodes later in the season where they come back. Who's John Candy? Oh, that hurts. That hurts, Jenna. Not gonna lie. Who's John Candy? Oof. I think that comment just threw my back out. Yeah, he was comedian and actor. Well, no, he died in like 1993, 93, 94. He died in like 1994. So, like, you're young. It's one of those things. Like, you would be too young to remember him. And that's not your fault. 94, yeah. It's not your fault that you're that young. It's just it makes me feel old. Yeah, he was actor and comedian. Did a lot of comedic movies. Uncle Buck was a big one, obviously, but he did a lot of movies. Cool Runnings, about the first Jamaican bobsled team. Also, years and years and years and years ago, before I was born, he was part of a show called SCTV, Second City Television. That was really good. Sketch comedy. Canadian sketch comedy show with an absolutely packed cast. John Candy, of course, Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara. I'm forgetting everyone else, but a legitimately insanely good cast. Where like basically every member of SCTV went on to be successful. Well, was born in '93 and she knew who he was. Well, yeah, because you would have raised her on his movies, right? Must have been my brother, Uncle Buck. Sort of how his name. Like I assume that you showed her movie. He voiced in The Rescues Down Under yet? Something I've never watched, so. Yeah, like I would assume that you raised her on his movie, so that's how she knew who he was. But someone who wasn't raised on his movies Yeah, they'd have no idea. Also, I still maintain that SCTV, out of all the out of all the sketch comedies out there, I was supposed to like that. Yeah, I do maintain that. I get to know who I am. Thanks, Veneer. Thanks, Veneer. Uh, anyway, I do still think that SCTV statistically more successful. Like that. A higher ratio of stars than Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live had bigger stars and more just because they've been on for 80 years. Um, but but I do think that on the whole, SCTV more stars than like more likely to be stars than SNL. Like I said, SNL had bigger stars because it was an American show. But my point is almost everyone from SCTV went on to have a successful career. Wasn't necessarily the biggest star career. Some of them went on. Oh, yeah, quite a few of them went on, or a few of them did go on to Saturday Night Live. Hi, bro. Where do I, if I had to live in the U.S., I would choose not to. Does America have more people than Canada? Well, yeah, a lot more. Not bigger. I like I said, not bigger stars, but a higher ratio of successful people. Not necessarily bigger. Like Eugene Levy is not a bigger star than Mike Myers. Obviously not. But more successful than the guy who did The Ladies Man? Maybe. Saturday Night Live has had people who didn't go on to do jack shit. That's my point. There have been people who like were on Saturday Night Live alumni, who didn't really go on to do anything. Not even necessarily, like, some of them don't even really get bit parts. But virtually everyone from SCTV has had a phenomenal career. They become writers. True, a lot of them would. That is true. And would be successful as writers. How long was one, though? Nowhere near as long as Saturday Night Live. Mad TV was funny too. Kids in the Hall, Money Pit. Yep. Mad TV, I got tired of real quick. Who's that character? Ms. Swan? You look like a man. Okay. That works for one skit. Doing it every week, you've run it into the ground pretty fucking fast. Good job. It's I already fucking hate this sketch and I've only seen it and it's only the second time. Good job, Mad TV. So Mad TV, I dropped out from really fast. Like when it first launched, I did watch it, but I dropped out. I don't know if I even made it through the first season. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is exhausting. The best bit of Mad TV was the Spy versus Spy cartoons. Yeah, Kids in the Hall, obviously, as a Canadian, love Kids in the Hall. Love Monty Python. Never actually did watch Key and Peele. Key and Peele is so funny. Like, I've seen bits of it. I like Reno 911. Didn't like Reno 911 because I thought it was a real show at first. That's super. That's funny. I used to watch Reno 911. That was a good show. Hope you continue to be a paranoid psycho bitch. My brother loved Reno 911. You know, I enjoyed it, but he fucking loved it. What were some other shows that I did watch back in the day? That one. Anyway, the point is, SCTV was great. Who's paranoid? I'm not paranoid. You're paranoid. Who said I was paranoid? Paranoid, paranoid, everybody's gonna get me. Hey, Scrape Goat. Oh, you're back to goat now. You have to live somewhere other than Canada, where you? But I don't have to live anywhere other than Canada. That's a great thing. I don't have to live anywhere else. I'll say about the only other place I ordinarily about the only other place that I would really want to live would be Scotland. Except the UK is fucked right now. At the Overkill Oak Crispy Whopper today. And I feel like Shadabi. You know, like the UK is just in a deeply fucked up state, so Scotland would actually be a bad choice right now. Three times and I seemed mad. I'm sure it was nothing personal, Vanna. It's their pleasure. Damn well better be. Onion rings and bacon and onion bits and barbecue sauce, tons of mayo. Messy. Boyfriend ate my sandwich and didn't notice before I looked at mine. So we a new one. I decided I wanted mac and cheese and they wanted a milkshake, and that was our third order. I mean, it happens. Shit happens. Oh, we could have explained it and got the sandwich for free. Like it was his fault, and I don't know how he didn't notice there's no cheese. I mean, things happen. I'm sure it was an accident, Vanna, and not just him wanting to steal your sandwich. I forgive him now, but I was mad. Hey, Mike. Simon, I can understand you being mad at him, but hey, Michaela. Don't I feel a hungry person? Indeed. I got a bitchy look and rolled my eyes. Totally fair. Anger is a real thing. We all get the hanger sometimes. We've all been there. Oh, I had spinach veneer today. Wouldn't have guessed. Would not have guessed that. Veneer spinach. I had a great cook today. I had a muffin today. That's all I've had so far is a muffin. It's called Black Mirror. I'll date everything early. Oh, we got a lot ways to go. I think I've got like 28 objects finished. Maybe 29. I feel like 28. And a few who are very, very close. Like there's a few objects that are only going to be like one or two more conversations to finish up. And then a bunch that are like, a few that are like, sort of halfway through and a few that have barely started. You said she was a bitch, the lady that showed you around those first rentals. Do you like to walk around the complex? I don't really remember it. When I hear the word hanger, I immediately think French fry. Making someone walk is a bitch move. Totally. Sydney Sweeney doesn't have to walk. Nah, at this point, she's able to pay people to walk for her if she wants. Might only relate the story that way instead of saying in front of you and the lady and being a bitch to you. Yeah, I honestly just don't remember like what she was like there. I don't remember how she behaved. Sure was her normal behavior. Probably. Probably. That's the Charlie Chode subscriber. What was Sorry, Pyrite. Charlie Pyrite. Canada became part of the UK. What would you eat for dinner? Rice? Yorkshire pudding? Pass. Spotted dick. Pass. I will continue to eat rice. Thank you very much. Fish and chips. I mean, fish and chips I like. Paneer spinach at the spotted dick. Black pudding. Nope. Blood platter? Nope. Exactly. Thank you, fruit fly. Beans on toast? Nope. I'd eat your mom. I'd eat your mom's ass, okay? That's what I'd eat. I'd eat your mom's ass. Beans on toast is the one that gets me. Yeah, it's British cuisine is it's something. Biting limb plumper a asshole. Boiled meat. Fish and chips are great. I'll give them fish and chips. What else is part of British cuisine that is good? Roast dinner. Roast is good. Yeah. A nice roast. Shepherd's pie is good. Fish and chips is good. There's also curry. They eat a lot of curry in the UK. Sometimes it looks chic to me just for how atrocious it can look. But yeah, they eat a lot of curry in the UK, and I do actually like curry. Selfish, like all the wet and dry items are overlapping, and any water just seeps throughout. What would be any remaining space? Oh, and also, obviously, mints and tatties. I do like mints and tatties. Ergonomic bite. So they do have a few things here and there that aren't shit. Toast on beans. Bean sandwich is good, but messy. Every time you put a bean back on, another bean falls off. I call it picking up the beans. It's a fun game with family. You just pick up the beans. Exciting. So it's spaghetti mukbang with Foodie, and she made spaghetti sandwich with brioche bun. I don't really remember that. She was moaning and stuff. But yeah, she does stuff like that. A good old bowl of pintos with cornbread. Everyone laughs and laughs. I love pointing out when someone lost a bean. I say, look, you dropped a bean. Everyone laughs. Hey, Paw Patrol. Hi, Bambi. Paneer Spinach is just telling us about her favorite family game. That involves trying to stack beans or something like that. They fall off, so you say, oh, I dropped a bean. And you pick it up and put it back on the sandwich. And you smile and laugh. Is it actually that hard getting beans on a sandwich? I feel like it's not actually that hard getting beans in a sandwich. Oh, bean, how you define me. And then another family goes to take a bite of their sandwich, but a bean gets away. You say, oh, look, you dropped a bean. Buttercup was here earlier. I assume Buttercup's still here, but Paneer is not Buttercup now. Buttercup wishes for the level of unhinged that Paneer brings. Buttercup aspires to the level of unhinged that that Paneer brings anytime she's here. Paneer is Jenna for the record, Paul. It's Jenna. Buttercup hasn't been here in a very long time. True. Yeah, Buttercup isn't around very often. Yeah. Paneer is a very special. Paneer is a very unique kind of special. Buttercup likes your personality very much. Thank you. But would you like your personality more if you were Jenna? It's the highest honor I could ever receive. I'm just saying, Like, don't you wish that you could spend 10 minutes talking about beans falling off toast? Go get water, I need Tylenol. Fine, fine. I'm gonna go get water. I'll be back in a moment. Hours of fun that the whole family can enjoy. You have to know when to stop, though. Well, Timmy's family never stopped. They didn't know how. It got out of hand. The beans were merciless. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest fucking chat ever. They picked up the beans and they just picked up the beans. "67 days passed." You think I'd bring the bottle in here with me? Would probably be a good idea. Seven casualties. 2 deaths. I keep my Advil right beside me. See? Right here. 68 nights. This little bean talk is making me a bit gassy. Uncle Buck, I like the fact that you've corrected your typo by making the exact same typo. You look closely, you can see she put an asterisk and capital T. True, true. Pick up the beans, but know not to take it seriously. The only losers are the ones who can never pick up a bean again because they're dead. Indeed. Do beans have menstrual cycles? I have no idea. You do eventually have to eat the sandwich. Do enjoy a can of Beanie Weenies now and then. Beans are interesting creatures. You may catch them on the Animal Planet. The weenies make it a different game. Bit more complicated now. Weenies always complicate things. You pick up the beans and the weenies. You updated, but what's the matter if you lose some stray GI busting beans? Hey, Color Cripple. Any luck on the job search? Nope! That's Swordy's Paradox. Swordy's nuts. All beans are lost. Is it still a sandwich if one slices the top the other? You take a pile of sand and remove one grain at a time. That is an air sandwich. The bread makes it a sandwich, but there's nothing in between. Is the bean juice sandwich? Indeed. At what point is it no longer a pile? I mean, like, pile is not like a defined term. Like, there's no specific metric for when something becomes a pile. When is it no longer a pile? When it stops feeling like a pile. Seems kind of like picking up grains of sand individually. A pile of sand stops being a pile when it stops feeling like a pile. Because pile is like, it's a vibes-based unit of measurement. So you go purely by vibes. One is not on top of the other anymore. When they're on another individual in one single level. Semantic. Who thought sand was made of glass and advised against eating it for that reason? Yeah, she got it backwards. She did get that backwards. Glass is sometimes made of sand. I would still advise against eating sand. Imagine me catching fruit flies with chopsticks. Like, I would advise against eating sand, personally. Because it's gross. And diamonds. Yes, definitely don't eat diamonds. I like sand in my potato salad. It adds crunchies. Eat glass because it's not made of sand. I would also recommend against eating glass of any kind. Even sugar glass, you probably shouldn't eat. Glass is safe to eat. Michelle Obama told me so. She came to my school about nutrition. Did her speech basically consist of, I'm not first lady anymore. I don't give a shit what you people do. Go ahead and fucking eat glass. I don't care anymore. She told her to eat bean sandwiches also. Yeah. Paper children are not nearly as nutritious to eat. 3 grams of fiber, but not enough vitamins. Last children hesitant for beans. So we're just all about the beans this stream. You throw a bean to your bench for the rest of the season. I was taken away. I suppose I'm glad to hear it, Paneer. Transparently. Everyone's just full of piss and beans tonight. Mac and cheese is marinating in the fridge. Speaking of Fast West Copper. Yeah, she never really comes around anymore. Don't really see her very often. It's a shame. Yes, again, I'm picking up the beans. Yep. It's scrappy. I don't want to hear about beans again. Anyway, I will say that the theme song for Sailor Moon Crystal, pretty banging. They've got a, they knew they couldn't just redo the song from the original. They did have to come up with something new. And it's pretty banging. It's pretty heavy, pretty hard rock. Got some guitar solos and shit in there. Banging music for the transformation sequences as well. I don't much like the art style for the animation sequences. But I can't fault the music. Going home script out, fair enough. The art is the weakest part of Sailor Moon Crystal, I think. It's just, it looks too CG. Like, I don't mind art done on a computer. But it would have been nice if they tried to make the art style look a little bit more hand drawn. Didn't need to be hand drawn. Computer, sure, fine. But Might have been nice if it looked a little bit more hand-drawn. And sure, Scrapegoat, what's your question? 42. The answer is 42. Hitchhiker's Guide reference. Hurrah! There's a guy's looking at this one-man band. No one knows his real identity. Only answer seems to come from him is it's an AI band. Several years ago? AI band several years ago? That seems inaccurate. Doesn't mean because he's been around for a while. Music's too good. Hi, Rebecca. Because I feel like AI music hasn't been around for very long. People doing music on the computer, absolutely been around for a long time. But it's not AI. It's still a human actually like going into the computer and like, you know, programming the sounds and everything. Regardless, I don't know. I know nothing. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, so. Don't think I can help. Yeah, I mean, that would have been long before there were any. And they're not really AI, but that would have been long before the development of any algorithmically generated music programs. Or Beena Tracy. So that wouldn't have been AI. That would have just been somebody making music on the computer. And I mean, that's definitely a thing. People. You know, because like there are computer programs that mimic the sound of a keyboard or a guitar, drum sets, trombone, whatever. There are computer programs to mimic the sound of any instrument, and then you just have to go in and program the notes for it to play and everything. Just turned on Sailor Moon Crystal, and it's got friggin' subtitles. Yeah, I did manage to find the English dub. And the voice cast is so good. I just saw a teeny tiny kitten. Aww. You can make music with programs that AI. Well, no. So AI, which is actually just algorithmic generation, it's basically what people call AI. It's basically just glorified autocorrect. What the AI music does is you feed into it millions of pieces of music. It then just takes those million pieces of music that you fed into it and churns out something that fits the expectations of what music uh, is theoretically supposed to sound like. Somebody making music on the computer, they are programming it themselves. They're not actually playing an instrument, but they are putting deliberate thought into what notes are played when. They're composing, basically. What those people do ultimately is composing. My favorite songs this lady's actually singing in Arabic. It's actually made me cry many times. Now I'm like, these might not even be real words. So yeah, like people who are just sort of like using instrument programs, it's essentially composing, which is entirely valid. Whereas AI is guesswork mostly. Prediction. It's prediction models. If you start with this note, then it'll probably be followed by this note, and then probably followed by this note, and then probably followed by this note. It's a great song. Great song, Paneer. Let's see if it can complexity in VA. Well, I mean, like I said, if it was created 2013, then no, it couldn't have been AI. Those programs did not exist prior to a couple years ago. I have to find a watch by Total League of Meats. Yeah, it's not easy to find. Sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better. I will say I would not object. Because Crystal just finished a couple years ago. I figure it'll be a few years before there's any new Sailor Moon series. But, 15 years from now, if they do another Sailor Moon run, I would not object to something that tries to be sort of a blend of the manga and the 90s cartoon. So that generally follows the manga, but adds a little bit, does flesh things out a little bit. Drink the description. Clumsy crybaby 8th grader. She's not 8th grade. Is she? Oh, middle school. Wait, what would be 8th? No, I guess she would be 8th grade. Yeah. 13, 14 when it starts. See, I guess that would be 8th grade. She's just entering, she's in middle school. I don't know what middle school is. I don't know what age 13, 14 is. I guess because I don't it doesn't really say. Yeah. No, I think she'd be grade 9. I think she'd be grade 9. Yes, she is a clumsy crybaby middle schooler. 7th, 8th grade. They don't come back until February. Because I believe she's introduced. I believe in Sailor Moon Crystal, she's introduced as 13. though she's generally 14. Read the description of season 1, episode 1. Yeah, in the manga, she starts as 14. Again, like I said, weirdly, Crystal, I think, does say 13. No, not does say 14. Yeah, so she's 14. I think outer space has an inner space. Couldn't tell you. Yeah, Sailor Moon is like she starts off 14. So what grade is 14? I would have thought like grade 9, right? Although I think it's sort of I don't know. Junior high school 2. I was 13 in 8th grade, but some kids turned 14 way before me because my summer birthday. Yeah, there is that. That does factor in. And part of it is like, hey, Brooksy. So yeah, it looks like it sort of depends on the country you're in. I guess, yeah, grade 8 for US. For US, 13, 14 would be grade 8. But she's in junior high school. She's or middle school. Because that's the thing. It's not like it's US. It's Japanese school system. I was 13 in 9th grade. That's not coming. And hi, Brooksy. I'm curious, Uncle Buck. Did you watch the 90s Sailor Moon cartoon? How's life been? Odd. It's been weird. Oh, even by this life, even by our standards, your daughter did. Even by the standards of my lives, it's been weird. It's been weird even by these standards, by the normal standards of this chat. Yeah, one big difference. The weirdest choice that the 90s anime made was having Mamoru Tuxedo Mask in college when we first meet him. Because it makes the age gap between him and Sailor Moon bigger. Excellent if you enjoy beans and bean talk. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of bean talk. A lot of talk about beans. Because yeah, in the manga, Tuxedo Mask is a high schooler. Sailor Moon's in middle school, Tuxedo Mask's in high school. So not a huge age gap. For some reason, the 90s anime had him in college when it started, making the age gap bigger and weirder. And like this creepier. So Crystal goes back to him being in high school. Yeah, if there is ever another Sailor Moon series, I do think that it'd benefit from better pacing than the 90s cartoon, which was, you know, here's 8 straight episodes where literally nothing happens. And then here's 2 episodes where a lot of things happen. And then here's 3 more episodes where nothing happens. To subscribe to Adult Swim to watch the original Sailor Moon. So it's just like the original 90s cartoon, it did suffer a bit from the Monster of the Week format. It was the standard at the time. Like Monster of the Week is like, that was not uncommon at the time. And, you know, it did try to, vary the aspects of the formula throughout each season. But even so, the first chunk of each season was really repetitive, with a lot of the episodes not really even doing much character work. That said, the manga and the Crystal anime maybe a little bit too fast paced. There's not a lot of breathing room. So I do think that if there is, you know, if they do eventually make a new Sailor Moon cartoon, so that sort of is designed to strike a balance between those two, would be the way to go. Quicker than the 90s cartoon, slower than the manga and the original on Prime. If you do decide to watch it, what I'll warn you right now, the first 10 episodes are considered not particularly great. The first episode's great. First episode, great episode. The next bunch, generally not well considered until Sailor Mercury shows up. Once Sailor Mercury shows up is when it picks up. But when she's still just a solo act, it's not. It's very repetitive. I don't want to sound like a noob if you want it in English. No one allowed this time. We're all different. Usually this time, Brooke. Usually I go live 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's usually 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern time is when I'm live. Occasionally, I might be a little bit later if there's some reason for it, but yeah, generally 8 o'clock Eastern, and then 10 o'clock Eastern I end. So about 10 more minutes I'll be leaving. Oh, also, if you do it for Sailor Moon, in Japanese with subtitles too. Yeah. If you do find a dub, the one thing I'd recommend, Viz dub. Because there's like, back in the 90s, when it was localized in North America, it was done by Deke. And they changed a lot. A lot of the voices just sound weird to me. I don't like watching things in English. You know, like a lot of the voices just sound weird to me. And they changed a lot of shit for the North American localization. The Viz dub was designed to be true to the original Japanese. And they also got an incredible voice cast. Damn near everyone does a great job. Yes, I still have a rice cooker in my room. Cook every night. I used to add up some as a ton of stuff to watch. Need a sack of rice too. Indeed. I need sacks of rice if I'm going to make rice. I wasn't allowed to watch South Park, so I'll watch Robot Chicken. Yeah, I mean, they're like competitors because I don't. Keep finding on different streaming apps, and they've all got English subtitles. Yeah, for some reason that's a thing these days. Is it's all the dub is just no longer available for some reason. And I'm not really sure why. I do want a cat. Got great cat. South Park and Robot Chickens are very similar. I mean, kinda. Robot Chicken feels less cynical. Like Robot Chicken is just pop culture. Like as Robot Chicken is just 80s pop culture jokes. That's all the Robot Chicken is. It's just Seth Green making jokes about the shit he grew up on in the 80s. I would argue that Robot Chicken is less harmful to society than South Park ever was. South Park is a genuinely harmful show. It has legitimately hurt society. Because it raised a lot of people to believe that caring is uncool and that mocking people, angering people means you win. Why is it rated TV 14? But Sailor Moon? Sailor Moon is rated TV. That's weird. It really shouldn't be. It's a kid's show. Though I guess there are elements of it that are. I guess there are elements of it that are not so child friendly by modern standards. It's definitely a vase. Is it the original series or Crystal that you found for TV 14? Which version of it did you find that's rated TV 14, Uncle Buck? Because I can't actually understand it for Crystal, which is definitely a darker show than the 90s. Original? Yeah. Yeah, TV 14 seems a bit much for the original. Not that it's all sunshine and flowers all the way through, but generally the adult, like the sort of not adult, but like the heavier stuff is kid heavy. The 14 is definitely a bit much. I just got a job like South Park. Maybe Adult Swim. The one I could watch it was like crossing from Cartoon Network to Adult Swim, and I feel Robot Chicken made it. Better than YouTube. Yeah, my feeling on Robot Chicken is that it was stupid but harmless. Like it was a stupid show, which is not necessarily bad, and it was ultimately harmless. I didn't like that show anyway. It's weird, but I did like it. Yeah, it was a very weird show, but I mean, like I said, it was mostly just jokes about 80s shit. 5 Stations of Death is still one of my favorite Robot Chicken. I don't know that I remember that one. I don't know that I watched that one. So, yeah, like I said, weird, stupid, but ultimately a harmless show. No one decided to make that show into their fucking philosophy towards the world. The way South Park fans did. Because South Park fans did turn that show into their whole fucking philosophy. They shaped their worldview around that fucking thing. Do I have Netflix? Not currently. I will be getting Netflix in a few weeks. So, like, right now, I'm making my way through Sailor Moon Crystal. Once I finish watching that, um, I've got one more season and 4 movies to get through. So, you know, probably a couple more weeks to get through the rest of Sailor Moon Crystal. And then after that, I will get Netflix so that I can watch Wednesday season 2. I'll share with you. I am going to share it with my mom. Where do you watch it? Through completely legal means. Because there isn't really anywhere to watch it. So, yeah, once I finish Crystal, I'm going to watch Wednesday season 2. Anyway, I'm going to get going for now. We're at 2 hours, so I'm going to leave now. I'm going to get going. I'm going to hit the road. So thanks for coming, and good night, everybody.